हर कलाकार कला का भूखा होता है, लेकिन लोग उसको हमेशा भूखा ही रखते हैं, इट्स
भूखा ही रखते हैं. Have you seen? See, stand-up comedy by itself means it's each one's own life journey.
जो है.
और मेरा फोटो डाला हुआ था टिकट पे. I was so excited. I was like, I can't believe this.
हाय, नमस्ते, सत श्री अकाल, आदाब. दिस इज़ नम्रता. ज़ीरो से हीरो का एक और एपिसोड आपके साथ हम शेयर कर रहे हैं, और इस बार हमारे साथ है पूर्णिमा दत्ता टोपरानी. एक ऐसी वुमेन जिनको मैं हमेशा एक इंस्पिरेशन की तरह देखती हूँ. क्योंकि उन्होंने स्टैंड अप कॉमेडियन हंसाना सबसे डिफ़िकल्ट जॉब है, और वो जॉब उन्होंने चूज़ किया एट द एज ऑफ 40. सो हियर वी गो विद पूर्णिमा दत्ता टोपरानी. हेलो पूर्णिमा, वेलकम टू द शो.
Thanks, Namrata. That's a wonderful introduction. Thank you so much for having me over on your platform.
Pleasure, and I would really express my gratitude for agreeing to come on the show. I think हम लास्ट 3 महीने से कोऑर्डिनेट कर रहे हैं. सो एवरी टाइम जब भी आपका मैसेज आता था तो आई यूज टू लाइक अभी बोलेंगे, मैं कल आ रही हूँ, बट यू हैव बीन सो काइंड एंड यू हैव बीन रिस्पॉन्सिव टू अस, एंड you have explaining us whatever the difficulty and challenges we have gone through. But finally we are here, we are talking about it, your journey as a stand-up comedian. So I would really start with the background, क्योंकि as an audience I'm sure people want to know what was the background of this, how you choose of what thought of taking the stand-up comedian as a career.
So I'm essentially a media professional, and my husband and I, we have our own production company, and we have produced a few films, and we do a lot of corporate films, and I've essentially been in that line, and I've dealt with so many hundreds of egos, actors, people, and there's pre-production, post-production. And somewhere I was looking to do something to satisfy my own individual creativity. And back in the time, I saw stand-up comedy was at a very nascent stage 5 years back. And I think it was the December of 2018. I saw a Netflix special with a few of these men, who are fathers, husbands, cracking dad jokes, family jokes. These are these popular comics, Atul Khatri, Amit Tandon. And when I saw that, and I said, why is there no woman doing this?
Yeah.
No, ये आम औरत कहाँ है? आम आदमी पार्टी कर रहा है. आम औरत कहाँ है?
आम औरत कहाँ है?
हाँ, आम औरत सिर्फ आम के अचार, आम मुरब्बा, बस इसी में पड़ी
हुई है.
तो then I said, no man, I mean आजकल के औरतें हैं, we are donning so many hats, we play so many roles, and we are fun women. No, we not only work hard, we party harder too. So where is that fun element of the aam aurat? Hindi movies and the entire Indian tradition is such that माँ का जो शब्द है, as a mother, as a wife, as a woman, it's always loaded with responsibilities, and you have to be serious, and हंसी मजाक मस्ती, no way. You have to be always the good mother, and even in movies, माँ बोलते ही it becomes all black and white, violin बजने लगता है. There's never any fun element about a mother, and I wanted to break that image of, come on yaar, and in real life, Namrata, like you're a working woman, you're a professional, and we have friends and relatives all around us. Women are fun. No matter kitna bhi kaam ho, ghar ka, office ka, we still say, hey, let's catch up over coffee, and the masti we do, we meet other women friends. Or as I say that, you could be working through the day, you could have a home havan in the evening, and then you could slip into an LBD and hit the nightclub.
Yeah.
So we women are so multidimensional.
Yes.
So you cannot put us in a box anymore. So I just felt that all of us have that, but somewhere kahin na kahin wo daba rehta hai. So I said, let me speak up, and maybe it's a very unrepresented segment in terms of humor.
Correct.
And I said, let's give it a try.
चलो कुछ तूफानी करते हैं.
कुछ तूफानी करते हैं.
I'm sure when you start off, choosing this career, what was your life before that,
So it was very mundane, usual work, family, but also it so happened that my mother-in-law was unwell for a long time, and then she tapered and she was paralyzed, and being a caretaker, somebody who's constantly it really hits you somewhere. You know, you get into a vortex of, you get into existential questions that happen, and then you realize ultimately we're all going to perish. And I saw her passing away, and just before that, I think somewhere it dawned on me that, you know, what is it that you want to do? What was on my bucket list? And stand-up comedy was on my list at that time. So with all that routine of taking care of her, and I thought this would be a very good cathartic release for me, and this is what I was looking to do. And so I said I must give it a shot. You know, and the scene is that it's not like it suddenly happened and one day I got up and I said, no, I want to do comedy. No, and I think I have been blessed with a funny bone, and ever since social media happened, you know, Facebook and Twitter, I used to put out one post virtually every day, one funny line that I would feel would relate to to my friends and family, something that was happening, whether it be current affairs, politics, whatever. One funny line, you know, and that connected with all my friends, and I would get great response. And a lot of my friends and family would say, "You write such funny stuff, and why don't you collate all this and come out with a joke book?" Come on यार, आजकल कौन joke book पढ़ रहा है? I was like, joke book really? कौन पढ़ता है आजकल? First of all, and let alone a joke book.
Yeah, really, someone said you this कि come up with a joke book.
Come up with a joke book. So I was like, joke book नहीं. So then a lot of my friends said, why don't you also do, you know, comedy? Stand-up comedy is a thing. And then that's when I started. I used to love it, and it's such a quick, fun thing, right? And it's so relaxing watching a small comedy clip, reel, whatever. So then I said, there is no choice. I have to put in the hard work, and because rehearsing your content, learning your lines, going up on stage, making yourself, you know, stage presence, working on that. Everything else is difficult. Writing your lines is still easy, but it comes with a whole package of stuff, right? Going up on stage. So then I realized, but boss, there seems to be no other alternative, and I just have to. I have to put in some hard work if I want my lines and my fun stuff to reach out. So that's how it took shape.
And is there any specific influence, event, or a comedian which, you know, actually made up your mind?
I told you, right? I saw this Netflix special. I saw these two guys, and so many others.
So basically, the Amit Tandon probably would be happy.
I've grown up watching Bill Cosby.
Okay.
Have you seen Bill Cosby's series? It was amazing. Then I've seen Everybody Loves Raymond.
Okay.
That comes in the family space.
Okay.
And then you have Seinfeld. We grew up, I mean, when we, you know, Friends is our age.
Friends
is our age. So I tell my girls, my daughters, they're grown up. So I tell them, hey, you know, you're watching my age. It's timeless. These are classics. You can watch it. Every generation relates to it.
Yeah.
So I grew up with all this. So somewhere it was on my mind that, you know, do some kind of fun, family-loving humor that people can identify with.
Correct. So जैसे कहते हैं ना कि जब आप कोई चीज़ को शिद्दत से चाहो तो पूरी कायनात उसको लग जाती है आप तक लाने के लिए, बट हमारी औरतों के साथ इक्वेशन उल्टी होती है कि जब आप कुछ शिद्दत से करना चाहो तो पूरी कायनात इंक्लूडिंग योर वॉचमैन एंड चाय वाला एंड दूध वाला ऑल्सो विल एंश्योर कि तुम ट्रबल में रहो, और बाई वी कैन नॉट फॉरगेट हर, यू नो. सो 3 मेन पीपल, चाय वाला, दूध वाला एंड बाई, दे विल एंश्योर इंक्लूडिंग द कायनात ऑल्सो कि आप उस चीज़ तक पहुँच ही नहीं पाओ. सो एंड इन sophisticated language we call challenges, you know. So I'm sure when you thought of coming off your mundane circle, when you thought of taking this as a professionally, so what are the challenges and adoptions, unlearnings, relearnings you had in your life?
See, the challenges were like, hota kya hai ki the process is that you don't just start doing it. There's something called open mics. Like you have open mic in poetry, music, any performing art. So मैंने register करा, and I realized these open mics are happening in Bandra, in Parel, because I started initially with the safe ones where it's all girls open mic. It used to be there 5 years. आजकल पता नहीं है कि नहीं, But I went for that because I was a little scared ki, you know, whether guys would relate to my kind of humor or not. So the initial 2, 3 were all. So I used to go till Parel, till Bandra. So जाने आने में I was spending almost 3 hours. So I used to take my friends because you have to take +1 with you. You know, every open micer has to
Okay.
take, because you need audience na. नहीं तो
Okay.
who's going to
Who's
be
going to laugh
listen
on
to
your
these?
jokes?
Yeah, all these new guys who are trying to you know act funny. So I used to take friends with me. कभी कभी 4-5 जन साथ में आते थे. Open mic was only for 4 minutes. But उसके बाद जो हम लोग shopping, partying करते थे, my open mic started becoming very expensive because when you go to Parel, ऐसे हो ही नहीं सकता, you don't go to the Palladium.
Palladium.
Then you're shopping and you're eating out. Then I realized, Baba, open mic is
It's not a
becoming
bad
expensive.
idea. Expensive.
So I did 4 or 5 open mics, and on 1st May 2019, I just announced, guys, I've gotten into stand-up comedy. My family was shocked. Arey, you're really very bold, and how can you put up? You think you're confident? I said, look, my one leg is already in the grave. I have no time left. Let me just announce to the world. I don't have, you know. And believe it or not, 12th May, I was traveling. I was in Bangalore. A friend of mine who had seen my post that I'm doing stand-up comedy, she has a lovely, cute cafe with a 50-80 seater auditorium in Bangalore. She said, you know, we're doing a Mother's Day special. Would you come and perform? I couldn't believe my luck. Like, 1st May ko just announce kiya. 12th May, there were 5 of us, okay? And the others were all young girls in their 20s. And they were making fun of their mother. I was the only mother on Mother's Day. And मेरा photo डाला हुआ था ticket पे. I was so excited. I was like, you know, I can't believe this.
Dream come true.
Dream come true. And so that guy, the producer who had called me, he said, you know, all of you guys do 15 minutes. Each one gets 15 minutes. And you see, I was traveling there. So I didn't have anything. I had never written anything for 15 minutes as such. I had 5-minute content, like I told you, open mics. Quickly, I went through my posts and some stuff that I had written in my notes, and I collated, and I realized Mother's Day ke liye, I had so much mal on my children. Itna bhadas nikala maine. So fatafat all my punchlines, and I had written a great set on motherhood. Right from the monsters, right from my delivery room till they turned 18, wale, the whole graph. And I thought, wow, great. And I land up there. And this guy, the producer, is saying, you know what? 2 of them have backed out. Now it's 3 of you, so each one do half an hour each.
Okay.
I
And
was like, this is my first show. And I do half an hour, I'm prepared for 15 minutes. But you know, I have been writing. So I've been writing,
Correct.
and this is my own stuff. So kahin na kahin, I just kind of remembered whatever I had written. So thoda bahut you know, I packed it all into that. And then jo मैंने punch का जो set रखा था for the climax, the ending, I kept that, and it was a humdinger of a set because the audience were all mothers essentially. See, no college kid is going to come to watch a Mother's Day.
ka.
So it was such a wonderful first show.
Correct. So I really would like to, you know, you talk about that conversation or that point that you are writing your own piece. You know, as a comedian, comedy is not humiliating someone. You know, slapping on someone and laughing at. When I say slapping, it's not literally the slapping, but slapstick.
Yeah.
So, and certainly the vulgarity, I personally feel, it's my personal opinion, that vulgarity is not even considered to be the comedy, you know. So there is a thin line between, you know, all these genres which we talk. Writing your own lines and with your own experiences, you know, where you know how much you have to talk and how much you have to put it across to the audience, so it should be relatable and not humiliating at the same time. So have you consciously thinking about it? Because I heard that you talk about your Labor Day pains as well. So, you know, how you manage that thought across when you write it? Like, what kind of comedy generally you prefer as a genre?
See, stand-up comedy by itself means it's each one's own life journey.
Correct.
Suppose there's a college boy who's cracking jokes. obviously he's going to be talking jokes about his strict father or his mother or his
Or a teacher.
teacher or the stuff fun stuff he does with his friends,
Friends.
about girlfriends, coffee, dating, relationships. This is his space, his life, right? But me coming with my age, my family, my background, my two grown up daughters, I talk about them. So mine is very slice of life comedy. So and my life graph is bigger. So I have many more stories to tell. Tadka maar ke, right? So it's always stuff that I have written, and the fun when I talk has to be about, you will relate to it if I say that this is what has happened with me, this is what I'm going through with my daughters. No, उसमें मजा आता है. I cannot talk about what I'm not going to crack wife jokes.
Correct.
You know, a man can crack wife jokes, but
Correct.
I'm going to crack husband jokes.
Husband jokes.
I'm going to crack mother-in-law jokes. This is what has been unrepresented. People don't ever do that. It's always the wife who's at the receiving end.
True.
You know?
True that.
So I said, so now you need to look at my jokes from that point of view. And so women, we're having a blast too, right? We, when we women get together, we also can
Crack jokes.
yeah. But then there's always a fine line. I do not cross that line. It is fun. It's
Consciously, you are always aware
Yes,
of not crossing
it's
that
not-
line.
Because I think to be crass or vulgar or just, it's very easy, man. You can always, you see a lot of people, you don't get the response from the crowd, you use a few abusive words, and everybody is like loving it, and then you. But coming from my, given my age, my background, I don't think it suits me to be using such words. It just wouldn't. So, but of course, there are women, there are clients rather, or these people from certain clubs who call me to perform, all women's club and all also. They call me and they say, Poornima, go all out, man. Crack all those non-veg jokes. It's almost like, they want to put the gun on my shoulder and
Satisfy their thirst.
absolutely. So they want somebody else to tell all those dirty jokes. But it's only to a certain point that you
of
will
view,
enjoy.
right.
But then
Correct.
the real fun is in the everyday humor that we face.
So when you have stepped into this career, what was your most memorable, any memorable event or memorable incident happened to you? Would you like to share that? Like when the house is full, the audiences are there.
Yeah.
Any memorable event you remember?
Initially, I had a fabulous show for, this famous web portal called Women's Web. They are a feminist portal, and they had a big awards show for all their writers who came from different parts of India. They were vloggers, they were bloggers, they were writers, and I performed for this packed huge auditorium in South Bombay, and I had a great Lions Club show sometime back where the age group was right from a 20, 30-year-old to 75-year-old.
Amazing.
So that was amazing when you can connect with, such a diverse set of people. And recently, I performed for BARC. I did a corporate show for the
Nice.
Baba Atomic Research Center. The employees, it was a 1,000-seater auditorium which was packed to the gills, and I thought that gave me absolute goosebumps.
Amazing. So when we have amazing audience to appreciate, then we get more confident about it.
It's all about the vibes you get.
Okay. And so what is your piece of advice to the budding artists, to budding comedians, stand-up comedians? What would be the piece of advice you would like to give them? Because as a woman, again I said you, or a girl for that matter, to choose this genre, how you motivate them or encourage them, like.
See, I have been performing for all kinds of crowds, men, women, young, old. So that I have done a lot of shows even for colleges. So I realize humor is universal. It doesn't matter whether you're a man, woman, kid, grown up. If you can make somebody laugh, you are gifted. So it doesn't matter. So the only thing is you need to keep writing. You need to find your niche. Like I have realized that like my own segment is what is unrepresented. So if you are budding, you need to keep writing, and you need to go out there and keep performing. So there are hundreds of studios, comedy clubs today in all our metros in India, and it's such a roaring scene, and it's such a fun scene. You know, I have done shows where in one of the shows, this guy has only talked about toilet humor for a good 10 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
So there's one thing that I tell people, even if you're starting late, whether you're a man or a woman, even if you're starting late, you feel like you want to do, you don't want to miss the bus here, you need to be flexible. You need to be open minded. You need to take all kinds of humor. If you say, "Chee, kya bol raha hai? I don't like this," that's his perspective. You don't have to approve or disapprove. So you do what you want to do. And that is what I think has kept me going, because I love, even when I go for my shows and I see others also, you know, we do a lot of shows in comedy clubs where we perform with others, right? There are 6 to 8 artists together. And I see that such a wonderful array of people and jokes, whether it's corporate humor or a single woman talking how difficult the dating and market is, or finding the right guy, or finding the right and I enjoy all kinds of humor, and I go there first and I'm the last one to leave. I thoroughly enjoy, and I find that my own friends, if I call them first, they'll say, "Yaar, can't handle too much of this," huh? But I may not, but I enjoy. I enjoy and I love it, and I just roll with it.
So basically, the piece of advice we can say that whatever you do, you should love to
Absolutely
deliver it
Yes.
to the audience.
Do it with full passion.
Full passion.
And for God's sake, don't think कि लोग क्या कहेंगे, लोग क्या सोचेंगे. अगर उसमें if you are thinking ना, it's not going to work. Believe me, something like stand-up comedy, you got to be thick-skinned.
Correct.
You got to be thick-skinned. If you are thinking, you sit at home then. If you're like, touch me not, you know, you're going to shrink. Oh my God, you got mental stress. What? No, nothing. As I tell in my jokes, you know, इतने साल मैंने टेफलॉन में खाना बनाया है. टेफलॉन में खाना बना के खिलाया है. और खुद इतना टेफलॉन खाया है that I'm made of Teflon. No, nothing sticks. So you got to be made of Teflon, you know. That's my thing. That you've got to be, you know, life is too short.
Yeah.
And one takeaway is we're all going to die. So do what you want to do.
Yeah, very, very important thing to remember and remind always. Another very sensitive topic I'm going to talk about is, you know, commercials, you know.
Oh.
हर कलाकार कला का भूखा होता है, लेकिन लोग उसको हमेशा भूखा ही रखते हैं, you know, it's
भूखा ही रखते हैं. Have you seen? ये कलाकार लोग ही हैं जो फुटपाथ पे, रेलवे प्लेटफॉर्म पे, रास्ते पे, यही लोग कर रहे हैं यार. ऑल परफॉर्मिंग आर्टिस्ट पहले सब फुटपाथ से
चले जाते हैं. So there is an industry, there is a platform where you have to pay nominal fees to get the space over there. But जब आप उस पे grow करना शुरू करते हो, so you obviously understand your worth, right?
Yeah.
But there are set of people who still think that you will do it free for them.
Yes.
So how do you handle such kind of people?
See, again, you draw a line somewhere. You have to know what your own self-worth is. So you have to turn down a lot of shows. Because I don't want to go... I mean, you know, commuting today distances to reach a certain place, that itself costs money, right? And I'm not even telling you what costs to set my hair. I'm just joking. I don't set my hair, but I'm just saying. But you know, to go to places, you're spending time. You know, half an hour of content. How much work goes into it? And you literally you need to go prepared to be talking. You're not just talking off the cuff. Something from the top of your head. You are, each show you curate your content.
Correct.
I see what the audience is. I ask the client, what are the demographics? What is the age group? You know, is it a mixed crowd? Is it an all women? So I do stuff depending on that.
There's a lot of homework at the back end.
There's a lot of homework. And I do solo 1 hour shows. You know, 1 hour is how many minutes of how many pages of content. So it's literally like, you got to know your content pit pat, you're rehearsing, you're putting in all the homework, your punchlines and all that. And इतना ही GB memory है, you know, the motherboard can crash.
वो भी घस चुका है.
Yeah. So why can't you ask for the commercials?
Correct.
If a guy is asking Why should a woman not say? And I'm sorry to say, Namrata, let me break the myth here. I find the men are very encouraging. They will talk commercials. It's the women I have found in my course who think ki हाँ आ जाओ, you know, if you're here, if you're doing this event, just come over. You just don't drop by like that.
Correct.
And the moment I say, yeah, sure, I would love to. What are the commercials? Shock हो जाते हैं. Disappear. And let me tell you also that the most professional women somehow feel that they are so qualified and so this thing ki stand-up comedy kya hai? It's not a big deal. So we'll just give her a token. एक छोटा सा कुछ दे देंगे. So they're shocked. That's, what is the actual commercials going on.
So there is a कहावत, aging, औरत ही औरत की दुश्मन होती है.
Yes.
है ना? Stand up comedy में भी ये valid है भैया. औरत ही औरत की दुश्मन होती है. When it comes to commercial. When it comes to commercial.
Corporates will call you on Women's Day and say, we don't have a budget. But can you please, I'm like, and then hashtag women empowerment, hashtag women empowering women, hashtag, oh my God, this is such a pseudo world of this
hashtags.
My God, they're on hash, I feel sometimes. You have no budget, then
Correct.
I tell them, why don't you put on the YouTube and watch it?
Correct.
You don't have to pay anything, just play it on your big giant screen.
Screens, yeah. Corporate is altogether a different ball game on the name of CSR. And they will always say budget nahi
hai. And then you go there, they have budget for the F&B, they have budget for
Rangoli.
The Rangoli, the decor, and they thought ki chalo yaar ho jayega itne mein.
I remember, it's too difficult to put it this on camera, but I remember I have an history where an organization paid 25,000 for Rangoli.
Not surprising.
And 25,000 just for Rangoli.
Yeah.
No matter, it was so beautiful. But
Rangoli is not easy. It's just not easy. So even that is an art. Right? So everybody should get their due.
But I appreciate that, but at the same time, and the artist should also
and
be
you
valued.
Expect a performer to come up and perform for half an hour and 1 hour, and you're the main act of the whole thing, and then they say they don't have a budget, and I'm appalled, man. I mean, I just sometimes wish I could just call out people on social media or just name some of these people.
Paisa do paisa.
Paisa mat do, but you got to respect, and you're a professional, for God's sake. You're a corporate woman, and you.
I think we were talking this offline the camera also, that as an artist, when we go we go for to perform anywhere, we are not being sometimes even asked a glass of water also, and हम लोग future कलाकार अपने आप को बोलते हैं या अपने आप को we see
like
that.
I once told a woman who was a poet, I told another lady who was going to perform, like people sometimes tell me, can you suggest somebody else in some other city or something, I'm doing an event there. I said, I can give you these names, contact them. And so this lady who was organizing an event called up this lady and said, can you come and perform just 10-15 minutes, huh? So she said, okay. And she said, you need to pay so much to register. She said, but and she calls me up and saying, you know what, I registered, I'm paying 2,500. I said, you are paying her 2,500. She has invited you. And I said, you should be charging her.
Correct.
You are spoiling the market. Don't be so desperate. And a well-off person.
Correct.
I understand, okay, even a college kid is not going to pay, or a youngster will not pay 2,500 to go and perform for an event, right? It's ridiculous. I mean, you have a t-shirt company. If I come to you, will you give me the t-shirt free? Even if it's for $200? No. You're my friend. You will still give me 20 rupees discount. Or 50 rupees.
Correct.
But will you give it to me free?
No.
No. So same thing goes with performers, and we are entertainers, right? The whole program is curated around.
So there is a piece of advice from all the artists and comedian or stand-up comedian as well. If you're good at something, don't do it for free. So Poornima, you tell me what is the what are the step, or what is the day when somebody approaches you for the performance? So how you plan your day, week, how you curate your material, some tips and tricks. Would you like to share it with our audience?
Yeah, sure. So being a woman, mine is essentially a woman's voice in humor. So I've already got some general stuff written about a woman in the corporate sector, the kind of fun stuff that happens, you know. Being a mother, I have a whole set on parenting, right? The fun things that we go through, the whole graph, as I said, right from the womb till the monsters turn 18 and 20s. And being a wife, I've got my PhD in marriage. So I, I
Every
have,
wife feels that she's PhD in marriage.
absolutely. So I've got tons of that. So depending on the audience profile, I keep writing these things. So I've got this one folder, all marriage jokes that I've written, one folder of all parenting, one folder corporate jokes, and
It's very structured way. You have literally created a folder.
I've created folders in the
Okay.
sense it's not like it's for my own clarity, because I
Clarity.
keep feeding in stuff, tweaking my stuff. So I have a general broad skeleton. So I keep adding fresh stuff in it, like very topical stuff, and so the dhacha is there already, the broader
So
thing.
the in nutshell, we need to create a basic skeleton.
Yes.
For the piece of performance which we are
Yes.
going to perform,
Yeah.
and we need to keep on tweaking it
Yes,
as and when required.
As and when. Like, for example, lockdown happened, 2 years of lockdown. So I wrote this whole thing and I called it quarantainment. So the whole life in quarantine, how it happened. So I called it quarantainment, and the whole fun that we all experienced, as families and in our jobs, in the online, offline, and now the hybrid. So things are already there, and depending on the crowd, the age group, I keep tweaking stuff so that I'm more relatable to the crowd.
So what are your future plans? How you're looking yourself, say 1 year, 2 year, or 5 year down the line?
So I hope I keep doing plenty of such shows, because nothing like live 1 hour solo shows, and I seem to be really enjoying it. I'm on a roll. But somewhere as a producer, I'm also hoping that I get a good sitcom, family based sitcom, where I can channelize all this stuff and produce a whole series on this. Hopefully that happens too.
So, is there any specific piece of advice would you like to give it to the people all around to pursue their dreams, to pursue their passion? Because as we started our conversation, that you had a very tough times, dealing your in-laws illness, then your motherhood, then your mundane kind of routine.
Yeah.
So what's one piece of advice for everybody on the camera watching you to come out of and follow your passion?
See, we all have just 24 hours in a day. So you need to prioritize certain things. So if you feel that you want to do this, it comes out very organically. There comes a point in life, like you're in corporate life, right? There'll come a point when you say, that's it.
That's it.
That's it. I am done. And I have to do something more soul satisfying. It can't just be about, whatever. So that spark, it has to, aag andar se lagni chahiye ki I have to do this. So that happened to me, where I said, that's it, do or die. I have to do this, get it out of my system. So jab tak that doesn't happen, and then when you take it up seriously, you have to do it seriously. ऐसे नहीं कि हाँ, you go on saying हाँ मुझे करना है, family is not supporting me, all that bullshit doesn't work. Man or woman, there's nothing, no gender to anything. I feel, frankly, no gender, no age, nothing.
Correct.
I don't look at anything like that. That's the way I am.
Correct.
And I'm very thick-skinned.
Correct.
So you got to be all these three to
Teflon
be
coating.
absolute Teflon, and you got to be all this, especially in stand-up, and you have to keep trying. There are shows where I've fallen flat. There are shows when.
How do you deal that when you fall on that, at that situation?
So when I did my first online thing during COVID, I got this corporate thing for half an hour, and first time I was facing it like this, the online, the camera, and later my family said, let's play it and watch it. And they criticized me, they banned me, they shred me to pieces. I didn't sleep for 3 or 4 nights. And they were like, you, especially 2 grown-ass daughters, were so critical about everything. They said, please don't do this is embarrassing, blah, blah. And I was like, 3 nights I didn't. Then because it was quarantine days, right? We didn't meet friends. So I'd gone down to the market and I bumped into some friend and she said, "It was amazing. Your show was so good." And I came home with fully shy that no, it was good, you know. So people around you will give you genuine criticism or
Criticisms.
constructive.
Specifically your loved ones.
Yes, they will.
They will.
Yeah, they will. And sometimes even friends, you know, out of all goodness will tell you. But I initially you keep saying, and okay, yeah, cut out all that. So people come up with genuine criticism, and you got to take it sportively.
Correct.
If you're going to be thin-skinned, you want to chicken out, you can always chicken out.
Yeah.
It's very easy to chicken out, I think.
And sorry, go on, continue.
But the thing is to hang in there, keep doing it till one day you'll say, wow, you know. So what I started out and what I am today, of course, it's a long journey and I've honed myself and...
So what do you do to keep yourself motivated apart from being positive? I know I have read somewhere, did some little research that you play sports. You are a
yes.
badminton
Yes.
champion kind of thing.
No, I'm not a champion, but I'm a badminton enthusiast. Yes, I play badminton virtually 4 days a week.
Oh.
Yeah, it's my absolutely...
Stress buster kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always been playing. I love that game. And I've been playing it since childhood. And
Okay.
so when there's a beautiful sports club near my place, that was the only thing that, I love sports. I even follow FIFA World Cup. I just played pickleball for the first time yesterday.
Okay.
I play basketball with my daughters whenever they are free. So I love my sports. I love badminton. And I've also been playing in the open veterans events, which is an open thing. It's not like you need to qualify, but you feel you're good enough, you can go and... So this has kept me really motivated, as you say, ikigai. This is the
Ikigai.
new thing, right? What's your
Ikigai.
What makes
What's
you
your
jump
ikigai?
out of bed every morning? And I say, no, it's not the ikigai next to me.
It's a ikigai. It's not an ikigai, it's a ikigai. I love that.
So you need to have some passion, man. Just don't let people say you're a woman. You gotta be doing this.
You are a mother of
You're
two
a
kids.
mother. Of course, people want to pull you down, pin you down. But you got to know how to rise above the everyday shit. You got to know how to make yourself happy. You like that ice cream, you will go and buy it yourself. You like that vada pav, go walk, have it. Don't wait for somebody to
Serve you.
serve you, or you have to make your own self. That's my biggest
Absolutely. Are you a spiritual guy by any chance?
not too much, not at all.
Not too much.
Not too much. I come from a very spiritual family background, but I'm more into all this doing things. I can't sit, I can't meditate, and so I've written this whole set about in midlife humor about
I
this
would
whole
love to.
dilemma about how people say nowadays मैं अभी आजकल ये कर रही हूँ, and I can't even name all these groups.
Don't do it. It's a controversial.
So I'm getting into this meditation and I'm doing this. So I'm like, okay, so
And still they complain about the midlife crisis, you know.
exactly. So
Despite
then-
of doing the meditations.
Yes, and these are the ones I feel I'm still trying to find. So I have found my happiness in badminton and stand-up comedy, and I feel that is keeping me physically, and this is keeping me mentally sharp, agile, and it's such a happy space. It's such a happy space, and they're all youngsters. So when you're constantly with
Concentrate.
youngsters, and I think they give off a different vibe.
Vibes.
Because the joke is, my age group, the moment you meet somebody says, पता है मेरा L4, L5 ये हो गया, and a good ortho, अरे यार my like yeah you are a good ortho, and इतना viral हो गया, इतना खांसी बुखार, and that my mother-in-law is this, my father-in-law. I'm like, sorry, but I know we are in that space, but the joy of meeting youngsters is they are in some other happy zone, like I'm planning to go on this trip, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm like, I like this.
I like this. Actually, of late even I realized I have a new partner in crime. I won't name her on camera because वो फिर viral हो जाएगा. So when I meet her, and she assisted me in my film which I'm just promoting myself also, which I recently directed. So when I talk to her, I get a different vibe, she's very chill. She doesn't talk about her midlife, she's heading towards 30. She'll never talk about it, like she'll get a londa lapata types language she will use and all. But when I go back to my age of people with two kids, of like my kids are too young, like the younger one is 4, elder one is 10. उनका हमेशा यही रहेगा, पढ़ाई नहीं करता है. हाँ, और ये इसका क्या कोर्स चूज करना है, स्पेल बी का कंपटीशन है, एंड इज लाइक ये इसको आईपीएस और आईएएस कल ही बनाना है क्या, एंड यू गेट सो मच, यू कम बैक विद द प्रेशर एंड यू फील विद द गिल्ट, यार तुम तो बिल्कुल ही अच्छी मॉम नहीं हो करके, सो exactly, when you talk to the younger generation, then you.
But having said that, I have a great bunch of friends. We all have a lot of fun.
They are amazing.
Yes,
but to give only stress.
No, I do have a great bunch of friends my age. Okay? We have a lot of fun, and they have in fact been quite a big support in telling me, come on, yaar, go give it a shot. You're good at,
there are very few people,
So
Poornima,
I'm
who will
lucky
be
to
standing with you. Yeah, even in my case, I have hardly I can count 1 or 2 people on my finger who always motivate for this to continue my passion, no matter what situation I am into. देर आर हंड्रेड. बाकी के जो है ना वो आपको स्ट्रेस ही दे के निकलेंगे, एंड दे विल से हम तेरे फ्रेंड्स हैं करके, सो यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड कि तुम्हारा फ्रेंड कौन है एंड ट्रू वेल विशर कौन है करके. सो इट वॉज अमेजिंग, पूर्णिमा, कनेक्टिंग विथ यू एंड knowing you more beautiful, the more beautiful side of yours. Thank you so much for coming at Creative Konnectors. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Namrata. Great fun being here.
Thank you.